Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I put it out there, so that means we're gonna have a great show today for y'all. I already put it out there. I said this is gonna be one of them shows. So therefore that means it has to happen. Y'all let me know if the audio gets messed up. I got the window open or the door open, the balcony. So if it gets a little loud, we'll definitely adjust to that. Let me actually do I need to back up a little bit? No, I think I'm good. Let me get my camera right. Hold that, hold that, hold that. I want to adjust slightly, just a slight adjustment. Eh, I guess I'm good. There we go. Slight adjustment. There we go. All right. So we got a lot today, man. First and foremost, it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Y'all know we do on Wednesdays. It's the wind down. Actually, no wine for me today. Actually, got a little tea and tree. If y'all aren't familiar with tea and tree, make sure y'all get familiar with tea and tree. We got it on the OG Network store, so make sure y'all check that out. This blend right here is the Rest and Recover. Gonna give you all the things that you need to recover after a long day. Yeah, all that, all that, all that. We actually got some videos, commercials coming for y'all soon that we're gonna be playing instead of me talking. But what do we got today? That's what y'all really wanna know. And as y'all are joining, please make sure that you like. That's gonna help boost the algorithm, get as many different people in the building as possible, sharing as many different perspectives. So that way we can all find some common understanding in all of this, because if we're all just thinking different things, obviously that's not going to lead us to any results that I guess we act like we want, whether we want them or not. I'll let y'all decide that. But we got a lot going on, a lot going on. Some things that I was going to address on Monday, but I did not. But we got Corey Holcomb. A cool video from Corey Holcomb. Well, I guess y'all decide if it's cool, but a cool video from Corey Holcomb on how society turned black women against black men. We got Lindy Lee, who I believe she was a political strategist for the Democratic Party. I believe she may have worked with the Biden Harris administration or the Obama's administration. Not sure. I'll have to double check on that. But she's spilling the tea on Barack Obama's third term as president. And no, I'm not talking about after Trump wins. I'm talking about Joe Biden's presidency. She's exposing some things as far as how the government was run, who was running the government when Joe Biden was in office. That's going to be an interesting one. She's on with Sean Ryan, and we're going to dive into that. Then we have some information from, I believe, somebody that went to William and Mary. The reason why I say I believe this doctor went to William and Mary, well, you'll see when we get there. Then we got we may show a couple videos on how FEMA's been mismanaging and misspending money for a very long time, according to the New York Post. They put up a story about that. What else do we have? What else do we have? We're actually not going to, just one video from Linda Lee today. So we'll get rid of that. Trump's approval rating. But I have a question, and we'll get into it more when we get into it. But my question is, with Trump's approval rating, and you guys will see exactly what it is, how impressive it is. With Trump's approval rating going up, why does it seem that there's more and more of his opponents that claim that they want to unite the country becoming more and more extreme? Let me say that again. With Trump's approval rating continuing to be a positive one, why does it seem like the people, his opposition, as they call themselves, a lot of these Democratic politicians, why does it seem they seem to get more and more extreme if they're supposed to be the party of democracy, the party of the people, right? So if the people are approving Trump more, why does it seem like they're getting more and more in their feelings and opposing him more? So we'll get into that conversation. Then we have a cool video from Jason Whitlock, and he's going to break down The View and them breaking down and defending Serena Williams. And I'm not sure if y'all saw the halftime performance of Kendrick Lamar. Serena Williams was out there doing the Crip Walk. A lot of people thought that was to take a shot at Drake. I didn't take it like that, but I think that there's some unpacking to do, and we're going to use that video to do so. So that's what we got for today. Oh, and then we got a couple different small, shorter clips on X that we'll get into. We'll kind of throw those in there here and there. But yeah, like I said, a lot to talk about. And oh man, yeah, I'm looking at all these videos. All right, yeah, we got some good videos. All right, we got some good videos. Let's start off. What to start off with? What to start off with? Somebody write in the comments what we should start off with. If not, I'm just gonna pick something random. I don't know. I don't know. There's so many things to get through. I hate starting off with Corey Holcomb. That was the first one that week. Matter of fact, no. Let's start off with Obama's supposed third term. We will start off with Obama's supposed third term. Get into that conversation with Linda, I believe Lindy Lee. Let's get into it. If I can find it now, of course I can't find it. Hold on one second. We're gonna get into that video. I think that's the perfect place for us to start. We have it here. Let me make sure y'all can see it on your end. All right, who's that in the building? I see Shy in the building. Shout out to Shy. Shout out to Big Bro Doug. Shout out to all y'all, man. Shout out to the team. Let's get into this video. Let me make it a large screen. That way it's easier for all of us to see. And let's talk about our favorite president, Barack Obama's third term, as Lindy Lee spills the tea. That sounded a little weird, me saying spill the tea, but let's get into it.
Sure, Obama's third term. I don't think that's even a question. But also, he didn't have much faith in Kamala Harris. Before she ascended to the top role, he was vetting people like Mark Kelly and Andy Bashir.
So who is running it? Who are the names? A lot of people say it was Obama's third term. There's rumors of, and these are friends of mine that are moderate Democrats say that they thought it was Elizabeth Warren running it. They thought it was Bernie Sanders running it. But I think the general consensus, I think if you asked, the majority of the population, they think it was Obama's third term.
It was for sure Obama's third term. I don't think that's even a question. I don't think anyone, it definitely.
Before we get into that, isn't it strange that we can even say these things? I think we should go back, and she's going to dive into this, so I don't want to interrupt too much because I want us to get through as much of this video as possible. But isn't it strange that, and the reports have already come out when it comes to Joe Biden, that Joe Biden was clearly not the president? Isn't it strange that they've never had to properly explain that all these people that came out in support of Joe Biden, the very same people that we're now supposed to listen to, all these extreme Democratic politicians, the ones that are supposed to know what's best for us, guide us, right? Isn't it very strange that we can even sit here and have a conversation that the person that we elected office, especially when you have these same Democrats that are talking about Elon Musk not being elected and consulting for the president or being the head of Doge, isn't it funny how they just completely ignore the fact that the president that we elected was not actually fulfilling his role as president? And multiple people, whether it's Mayor Eric Adams, what was the other guy, the speaker, the current speaker, I believe, he came out. A lot of people have come out. Lindy Lee's come out. They just did the article talking about how Joe Biden in the beginning of his term, he was shutting down meetings for the whole day if he woke up late and had a bad. All of these people have made it very clear that Joe Biden was not the president, but here these Democratic politicians are calling out Elon Musk for not being elected and helping President Trump, even though he campaigned with President Trump. But these same people don't say anything about the fact that the president, anybody with common sense can see that Joe Biden was not the acting president of the United States, but they don't say anything about that. And the people that vote for the Democrats don't seem to say anything about that or even care. Let's get into it.
Definitely was. And that's why you saw Obama fighting for his dear life. Why was he fighting so hard in the fall? Because he was fighting for his fourth term. He was fighting for his own legacy. The relationship between Obama and Biden is most reminiscent of that between LBJ and JFK. JFK had little respect for Lyndon B. Johnson, but he picked him anyway because he wanted to win the South. He wanted to win Texas. But he had very little respect for LBJ's intellect. JFK was surrounded by his Harvard brain trust, and he had immense disdain for LBJ's Texas Hill Country vibe. And that was the same attitude that Obama had towards Biden. Obama thought that Biden would eventually fuck.
Oh, hold on. We'll go back. I don't want to skip over that. But keep in mind, remember, this was the thing. Joe Biden and Barack Obama were not aligned. Remember, Joe Biden was the moderate. He was seen as the more conservative person, to where Barack Obama only brought him on board to get the more moderate, conservative, Democratic support. That's why he brought Joe Biden on. Barack Obama did not see eye to eye with Joe Biden, was not friends with Joe Biden. Just keep that in the back of your mind, because people tend to forget that just because he kind of fell in line for those 8 years. And then obviously Barack Obama supported Joe Biden for his 4 years in office, as well as when he was running for re-election, until they, decided to put Kamala at the forefront.
Biden. Obama thought that Biden would eventually fuck everything up. And that's eventually actually what happened. Mm-hmm. So, but also he didn't have much faith in Kamala Harris. Before she ascended to the top role, he was vetting people like Mark Kelly and Andy Bashir. Most party chieftains didn't have Kamala Harris as their number one choice. But in the party of DEI, you can't skip a black woman.
In the party of DEI, you can't skip a black woman. Now, people may be listening to this wondering, what exactly is she talking about? I'm glad that she's exposing it, and I'm glad that we're seeing the problem that happens with DEI eventually down the road. It was made very clear that Joe Biden, in exchange for black people's votes, go back and listen to the interview that Charlemagne the God did with Joe Biden. Y'all know the infamous one where he said, "You ain't black unless you vote for me." That one. Go back and look at that interview. Charlemagne was not calling for Joe Biden to bring on the most qualified vice president. What he was calling for him, and what was pretty much, it seemed like he was almost, like, I don't even want to say blackmail, but he was saying the only way that we're going to support you is if you put a black person, not only just a black person, but a black woman as vice president. So when you use your leverage in this way to say that Joe Biden can only choose a black woman and you get Kamala Harris, what ends up happening 4 years later? Now you have to push Kamala Harris to the forefront, or else she's going to cause an issue and raise havoc, because in her mind, rightfully so, perhaps, she's thinking that I was qualified to be vice president. Why would I not be qualified to now be president? Could you imagine Joe Biden or Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Barack Obama coming to her and saying, "Hey, we're gonna go Gavin Newsom's way this time. We're gonna go a different direction." Not only would she raise hell, but black women who have been the pawns and the most vicious fighters for the Democratic Party, they would not have that. All you got to do is look at the Ayanna Presleys of the world, the Jasmine Crockett's, the Joy Reids. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. All you have to do is look at them. They would have never allowed it. So this just goes to show you how DEI does not work, because what it ultimately created, because Joe Biden got bullied into bringing on Kamala Harris, what it ultimately got you was a candidate for president that was not qualified. And let me go back 4 years before. The fact that Barack Obama had to bring Joe Biden on board. Now, a little bit different than obviously DEI, but because he did it for his own reasons, not necessarily saying who's the best vice president for the job, but it was in exchange to gain a certain group of supporters. What ended up happening? You had another person that was your vice president who, I mean, I can't bash Joe Biden too much because he actually beat Donald Trump, but you had somebody that probably wasn't the most capable person running for president in Joe Biden. And then 4 years later, you had that with Kamala Harris. This is where the cycle of DEI, or I should say the path of DEI goes.
Would have been terrible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So who is running it? Who are the names?
Steve Ricchetti, his senior advisor, Anita Dunn, Mike Donnellan, Ron Klain, Jeff Zients, Bob Bauer, his personal lawyer, who's actually...
Did anybody vote for them? Did I miss something? I don't even know who these people are. I've never heard their names before she mentioned them. These are the people that she's saying were running the country as the president. These are the people that were filling that role because Joe Biden cognitively was not capable of doing it. Health-wise, he was not capable of doing it. So these were the people that were running the country, and not one person voted for them. They did not campaign with President Biden. They didn't campaign with President Biden like Elon Musk was campaigning with Donald Trump, with Donald Trump saying, making it very clear before the election that he was going to bring on Elon Musk as the Doge and bring some efficiency to the White House and to America. But we get mad at that. But we don't get mad. And the reason why, and people will say, well, I'm just now hearing this. So how could I get mad at it? Lindy Lee, I'm just now hearing this. You're not going to do any research on it. You're going to listen to this video and listen to this show, and that will be the last of it, because you do not want to learn anything that's going to turn you off from the position that you already have, because you do not want to look elsewhere. You just want to figure out reasoning why you should keep thinking with the same perspective that you had before this show. So with Lindy Lee coming out saying these things, we can bring outrage when it's Elon Musk. But with Lindy Lee, people will just sit back and just say, oh, well, nothing. The hypocrisy.
Actually, his personal lawyer, who actually released a book basically grifting off his relationship with the Bidens. I'm going to get in so much trouble for saying all this. Please give me credit for. But these are the people who ran our country for the last 4 years.
So let's go through each name for
Yeah,
for all of the audience. Not everybody is as tuned in with who's who in the political world.
As a general overview, these are the people who made a living off of their connection with Biden. It's like they were leeching off the Biden name for decades, and all of them realized that they would never work for another president, so they had to ride the gravy train all the way through, like ride it to the very end. And that's why all of them refused to concede the truth, which is that Biden is unfit, and he would have been comatose by the time he was 86.
Who's the first name you mentioned?
Steve Ricchetti, the same guy who put his own kid at the Treasury.
Who is he? What's his position?
Oh, no, we're not doing that. Let me just keep playing, because I don't want to. Y'all get where I'm going, right? Y'all get where I'm going, right? It's cool to get mad at Trump for doing something and bringing people on board and his family members, them getting positions. But when Biden and the Democrats do it, it's I got you. I got you.
His most senior White House senior advisor. Like all of them are White House counselor or White House senior advisor. And they are the gatekeepers of the president.
Who's the next name?
Mike Donnellan, the same guy who's feeding, I'm just going to say it like it is, feeding Biden fake numbers, telling him that he would win, he would beat Trump. Like, are you, like, seriously, are you kidding?
What you guys are getting ready to hear is one of the craziest things that I've heard. And I don't want to exaggerate. I know I'm prepping y'all. Now it really has to be something big. But really just listen to what she's saying.
And the truth of the matter is, by the time Biden was going to drop out, he was on track to lose the Electoral College by 400 votes. Trump was on track to get 400 Electoral College votes. Not a typo. I'm not misspeaking. 400 electoral votes by the time he dropped out. And Mike Donnellan, his pollster, whom he, they go back decades. By the way, the major qualification for all of these folks is that they know Biden really well. These aren't like PhDs or like rocket scientists or anything like that. It's just because of loyalty. And they've stayed with him for a number of years. So Mike Donnellan, Nancy Pelosi actually called him out. And she said, show me the numbers, Mike. Like, show me where you're getting these numbers that show that Biden can still beat Trump. And Donnellan wasn't able to deliver.
These people were getting ready. If I was a Democrat, I would be pissed off. For all of y'all that were wondering why Joe Biden was running again, why he was staying in the race as long as he was, why even after the debate, he was pissed off at people telling him that he shouldn't run. It seems to make sense and be aligned with what she's saying. If I was a Democrat, I'd be more pissed off than I am now. Think about that. They are feeding Biden fake numbers. This is why he gets on TV and makes a fool of himself. This is why I told y'all, even towards the end of it, where I was giving Biden a lot of grace, because I genuinely felt bad for him. I genuinely felt bad for him. I told y'all, I said his wife should be ashamed of himself, and any other people that are pushing him to do this that they know that he is not capable of. But people still decided to vote for him or to push him into it. People were still saying that they were going to vote for him, even though it was clear as day. Because why? Because Trump, big bad Trump, the boogeyman under our bed, he's much worse. I don't know.
No such numbers exist.
Who's the next name?
Who did I say? Anita Dunn. I actually have a soft spot for Anita Dunn.
Trump, I'm going to call Trump up after the show and make sure we get her some Secret Service, because the stuff that she's exposing, I don't even know why. It's actually, I'm intrigued or kind of, I don't know what I should be. The fact that she feels so comfortable saying all this stuff.
Because she got iced out of the Biden circle in July, August of this past
She's having a combo like she's gossiping on the phone or something, but she's exposing.
year because she dared to say, maybe it's a good idea for the president to shy away from his convicted felon of a son, because the optics aren't great.
Why do you have a soft spot for somebody who's running the country in the shadows to the ground?
Because she dared to speak up. She's the only one who did. She's the only one who dared to utter criticism.
But we went 4 years.
I know, but she's the only one who did anything a little bit different, you know? And she got exiled. She got kicked out of the White House.
When?
So she's July. So she got booted out. And then not only her husband got booted out. Her husband, Bob Bauer, was Biden's personal attorney. So after Anita... so I should also mention that after the debate, Hunter basically commandeered the White House. He sat in on all the White House top-level meetings. You had a former cocaine addict sitting in on the most sensitive meetings of the most consequential and important government in world history.
Oh no, but Elon Musk has access to my social security number. Yo, I'm clowning. My fault. I have company here. They know that. Yo, my dad, what's up?
Does that sit right with you?
No.
Without security clearance, mind you. No security clearance. That's who was basically running the show. So Hunter basically battened down the hatches after the debate to make sure that his father would only receive intel that he pre-approved. And so Anita Dunn got exiled around this time, along with her husband. Her husband was playing Trump in the debate prep. Ron Klain was disgraced after the debate blew up. And then Jeff Zients, the person who's worth like hundreds of millions of dollars, the chief of staff. I should mention that the weekend that Biden made the decision to drop out, he only told 2 people in that circle, and that's that's Steve Ricchetti and Mike. He didn't tell Anita, because I was on a call with Anita that morning and she had no idea it was going to happen. It completely caught her off guard. So by that time, they were already easing her out of the circle.
Is there any, did we cover all the names?
Yo, Sean Ryan got to chill. Like, I feel him from a journalist standpoint, but yo, she is just, I know inside, he's probably like, yo, she's giving me gold. And I'm surprised that, well, actually, I'm not surprised that more news stations, I shouldn't say news stations, more maybe YouTube platforms, because I'm not surprised that the news stations didn't pick this up, because the majority of them are Democratic stations. That's just where they lean. But this is like I can't believe that she's doing this. I can't believe that she's doing this. More power to her. I don't know what the play is. I don't know what she's looking to do. Somebody check her net worth. She must be like one of these like the lady that was running with who was RFK Jr.'s running mate, but just one of these people that just got a whole bunch of money. She must be wealthy, because the amount of confidence that she is giving right now, I don't know. I haven't seen anything like this.
Did we? Jill Biden?
Jill Biden.
She was like president. She was president. I was with Joe and Jill the night of the debate. I was at their VIP debate watch party. I slept all the way to Atlanta, Georgia for that to show my support. Oh my gosh, Sean, you wouldn't believe it. So that night I have the pictures too. I was with Joe, and so Jill takes Joe by the hand. The names are so similar. I'm sorry. Jill takes Joe by the hand on stage and she's like, Joe, you knew all the facts. You answered all the questions. And you know that hand gesture that she does. And I'm thinking, you're treating him like a first grader. You know, like just because he, you know, like you shouldn't applaud him for doing the basics. And you could just.
And y'all remember that because we covered it on the show. That was the most cringe part of the debate. Afterwards, when Joe Biden's up there, has no idea where he is in the world, just up there, and Joe Biden's like, yeah. It's like, you know, you lose a baseball game and your mom comes and says, we're going for ice cream, and then you forget completely about the baseball game, and all you care about is the ice cream that you're going with your friends. Like, that's exactly how that moment felt. And I know y'all remember that as well.
Just tell that she was fighting for dear life to hold on to the vestige of power. And just a few days later, she was on the cover of Vogue. So the whole thing was a Jill Biden show. She was not as authentic as Joe, I want to say. I think as Joe got older, maybe you think I'm naive in saying this, but I'm not even sure if he remembers all of the corruption that he engaged in.
But doesn't surprise me.
Like, I don't think he had a full understanding what was going on.
I don't think anybody would argue that.
No matter where you're watching Sean.
Y'all surprised y'all haven't seen that? Matter of fact, you're right in the chat. Tell me if anybody in the chat saw that interview or saw that clip before we just played it. Tell me what your thoughts are. Are you surprised? Are you not surprised? I'm impressed. I'm impressed by Lindy Lee. It's almost to the point where there was a part of that when she was talking, when she said, like Jill Biden was the president. She says, I'm like Jill Biden was the president. I almost am like, is she high and making this up? But she has so much facts with it, and I haven't heard anything from anybody disputing it. I don't know. When this is not the first time, and to be clear, this is not even the first time that we've had her on the show. This is not the first time. She's been exposing them. I don't know who gave her the battery in her back. I don't know why she feels so comfortable doing what she's doing, but she's been doing this for months now. So I guess, you guys let me know if you guys believe it. It seems pretty wild to me. All right, so next we're going to get into that Corey Holcomb video. And I think it's a good segue, especially because she's calling out Jill Biden. This need for power by a lot of women. I don't know. That's what we're getting ready to get into. I think that the Democratic Party has done a tremendous job at dangling, I should say, power in front of the Black woman in exchange for doing things that they feel empowered doing. I'm not saying that they have ill intent, but do not even realize how they are destroying the Black family and being used as pawns to do so. They're not the only factor in it. Men, first and foremost, are the biggest factor. Men are the factor in it, the lack of manhood, the lack of Black men being leaders. And we're seeing that in a lot of these white liberal men as well. But let me be very clear. They have been weaponized in ways that Black men have not been weaponized to destroy the Black family. Black men have been the target. Black women have been finessed and bamboozled into becoming weapons that attack the Black family. What am I saying? I don't know. Let's get into it. Y'all may agree, may disagree. Let's have a convo. I may be completely wrong. These are just my thoughts. These are just my opinions. I may be wrong. I'm totally cool with that. I'm still going to voice my opinion, though.
Damn it. Most women only bring unsolicited opinions to the table. It's emotion.
Right.
You cannot lead off emotions. There's so many women that I first start fucking with them, I gotta break them.
He said you cannot lead off of emotions. And he's talking about women. This is where I got to call out the fellas as well. There are a whole lot of people, and I'm going to give you an example. I told y'all I wrote down that list. Matter of fact, I reviewed the list with everybody on the show of the things that Trump has done so far since being elected, the things that have happened. Long list. Sent it to a few people. Nobody disputed anything on there. It was about maybe 10 to 15 things, or maybe about 10 things. Maybe about 8 to 10 things. I don't know. When I sent them to people, they just said, oh, yeah, okay. And then I asked them, I said, hey, can you give me 2 things that that you're proud that Joe Biden did while he was in office? Nobody said anything. Cool. But I want to address the point that he said, you cannot lead with emotions, because there are a lot of men that have allowed their feelings, their dislike, their emotions, and being emotionally triggered by how Donald Trump moves in order to rationalize a lot of the woke ideologies and a lot of the silliness that is going on within the Democratic Party. It is embarrassing what is happening with the Democratic Party. There's some videos that we're going to show you guys afterwards where they have just completely lost touch with reality, with the American people, in my opinion. They're making fools of themselves, whether it's Chuck Schumer or the Ayanna Pressley, or them holding a rally saying that they're going to be on people's ass. I think Jasmine Crockett said that they're at war, all these different things. Meanwhile, of course, like I said earlier, Donald Trump's approval rating continues to be good. It continues to be in the positive. So even CNN, let's keep going. Let's keep going. The point that I wanted to address was, it's not that just women have been super emotional and allowing their emotions to factor into how they look at politics, which is obviously a big no-no, but it's been the men as well.
As they talking, I be like, and I done had them look at me like I was the devil. I be like, I don't think I'll be able to fix this. I'm still give you your 200 for the pussy, but I don't think we can fix that, man. Now look at that. There's
apologize for the language, but listen to the message.
There's something a sister say. Sister April. What does Sister April say? A black woman's job is to raise her black daughters to see her supporting their black father.
A black woman's job is to raise her black daughters to see her supporting their black father. Think about that.
I like that. And not just
y'all know a lot of do y'all, let me ask the question as you think about that. Does anybody in your family come to mind? Probably not. Probably not. Because that's just not how women are raised nowadays. And the men have maybe not a much longer list, but a more impactful list, in my opinion. Y'all know I blame the men first and foremost. But I don't know. To be honest, maybe the reason why I mostly address women is because I just think that the men are just, it's like trying to convince a guy who's whipped, if you get what I'm saying, to do something. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So maybe this is why I focus on the way. I don't know, but I don't know.
Just because she said something about a man.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, a black woman's job is to raise her black daughters to see her supporting their black father. That's deep.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I know too many sisters that have made
the fact that that is deep says a lot. I had a conversation the other day with my mom, and we were talking about a show maybe a few shows ago where shout out to Uncle Brother in the building as well, where Uncle Brother was saying how lucky I am. Lucky, I believe he said lucky. Other people have used the word privilege, to be raised by 2 parents that are in the same household. How lucky I am. That reminds me of exactly what he just said. That's deep. The standards for what's deep and what you are lucky growing up when it comes to the Black community, when you compare us to other communities, tell our entire story. The fact that you're called lucky for growing up in a household with two parents is wild. It's bizarre. And the fact that it's deep, Corey Holcomb is saying it's so deep because he doesn't see that a lot. He doesn't see a lot of women embrace that it's her job to raise her daughters in a way where they see her supporting their father. That's called normal in other cultures, but it's called deep in Black culture.
Dad, a villain.
Man.
What do we do about this? Sisters, why do we, if you see
And make sure y'all like for the algorithm. I see y'all not as busy in the chat, so the least y'all can do is like for the algorithm. Thank you in advance.
a Black man with a woman from another race, I'm saying starting in 2025, how can you knock him? I'm not saying he should. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if you see a man, we talked about the Jimmy Carter funeral shit. Michelle Obama, where she can go speak, she's there. But where she's supposed to have a seat and hold down the ex-president of the United States, she's not there. She would probably say she's the reason Barack got popularity or whatever. It's like, who are you? Why am I wasting my time building with you? I am fucking up my time on this planet sleeping with the enemy. They have done the job to turn you against us. They have done the job. You on the internet over a presidency vote where it was proven that most Black men voted for the girl Kamala Harris anyway. They would, the way they talked about us, and I'm not talking about every woman. I'm just talking about the average bitch sitting around doing nothing but running her mouth.
I'm not going to say it how he said it, but I want to emphasize that it's the average woman that I saw. So I don't want y'all to hear the average B sitting around doing nothing and sit there and think, well, he ain't talking to me. Yes, he's probably talking to you. He just said it in a way that probably you don't identify with. He used pronouns you don't identify. He used adjectives you don't identify with. But the point is that I'm saying is when I went on Instagram after Trump won, the things that Black women were on there saying and accusing Black men, accusing them, I'm not talking, breaking up with their boyfriends, probably causing issues with their husbands, if their husbands had the courage to go ahead and vote for Trump, and if they wanted to. I'm not saying that only people with courage had to vote for Trump, but I'm just saying if they voted differently than their wife, it was causing a lot of issues. It was causing a lot of people that have no idea about politics were jumping online, making these accusations or saying, oh, I would never talk. I wouldn't talk to this type of person. I wouldn't. You've never even looked into politics. You don't even know how this all works. The fact that you're getting super emotional, you don't even realize that that's working against us. It's hustling backwards. That becomes a reoccurring theme on this show of Black people hustling backwards. Shout out to my bro Skeeg in the building. What's up, brother? Let's keep it going.
Out. And I ain't talking about just working a job. I'm talking about if you look at these women and their history with men, you will see hatred toward men. And it was all orchestrated by the people who brought you here and made you build this country for nothing.
It was all orchestrated by the people that brought you to this country and made you build it for nothing. Now, y'all know that I feel like my belief is that we were already here, the large majority of us, not that we came through the transatlantic slave trade. Put that to the side. I want to focus on what he just said. Let's actually listen to it.
See hatred toward men. And it was all orchestrated by the people who brought you here and made you build this country for nothing.
You know the funny part of all this is Didn't I talk about, I've talked about this on multiple shows, how the dynamics between the black man and the black women, we've had issues ever since slavery. Ever since we were enslaved, and that black man would allow, right? Allow. I mean, I don't know how else you want to put it. That black man could not defend. Let me say it like this. Ever since slavery, where the black man could not, and the reason why I put it in quotes and say could not, is to respect the black men that actually risked their life and fought back and to defend perhaps the rest of their family members, whether it was their wife getting raped, whether it was their daughters getting raped, their sons, who knows? All right. So I just have to put that out there, because if I say that they couldn't defend themselves and there's people that died for the cause, then that's very disrespectful to the people that died to it. So ever since slavery, when black men were not able to successfully defend their family, protect them from slave owners, majority white, let's just be honest, protect them from the majority white slaveholders, black women developed a resentment towards the black man. And it has continued to this day. And what's so funny about it is, in any other instance, we say, well, slavery wasn't that long ago. You're right. It wasn't that long ago. And clearly it's still impacting us in ways now. Now, I think that we could change that. I think the change can come quick, but it's just going to take very dedicated individuals that are willing to sacrifice. That's what it would take to me, that are willing to embrace a bigger purpose and willing to move in a particular way that Corey Holcomb described in the beginning of this video, where the women take on a role where it's like, I'm supporting my husband, and the husbands take on a role where they are worth supporting and worth following as the leader. It can happen like that. Honestly, it already happened. This is not the first time it's cycled through. It's already happened. The cycle of that we always talk about, where it's hard times create strong men create easy times create weak men create hard times. That cycle, we've already gone through the cycle. Or at least we're approaching the end of it, that where easy times are creating weak men, and now they're creating hard times. Maybe those hard times are needed to now create the next generation of strong men. So we've already gone through the cycle. But what he just said, I just have to highlight it, because I don't know if we realize the type of resentment that black women in particular have grown or have developed for us, based on us not being able to provide and protect for them the way that a lot of the white liberals who dangle powerful positions or dangle a dollar in front of them, until we are able to support those black women at that same level, to where they're feeling as purposeful about life as they would, let's say, being mothers or being wives, as they would as being Jasmine Crockett or Joy Reid or Ayanna Pressley or AOC, until we're able to give them that feeling, that purposeful feeling, that rewarding feeling in being a wife, being a mother, and being whatever in that family that is needed for your particular family, then they will always resent the black man and always look for the grass being greener on the other side. Just my opinion. I may be completely wrong. Just my opinion.
I can't say that enough. Let me say that one more time. Your hatred for your men, sisters, was orchestrated by the people who brought us here and made us build this country for free. You better wake up, because motherfuckers are waking up on who you are.
YouTube.
You better wake up. And I don't know exactly who he's talking to, but I think he's talking to black women, because I'm going back to how he started the show and saying how black men are going to be moving in a different direction. Maybe black women are going to be moving in a different direction as well. But if we want black relationships to come together and be like a lot of these other cultures, where they can successfully marry within their culture, not to say that you have to, but if we want to get back to that place, then a lot of us better wake up, men first and foremost, as well as women. So this may just be a perfect example. I don't see too many fellas commenting in the chat. Don't worry, I'll be your Huckleberry. I'll be the one that says it if y'all won't say it. No problem at all on my end. All right, let's move to see how I just play with people's ego. You see how now they're like, I'll say it. Nah. Don't get in trouble, right? Nah. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so we got Obama's third term. We did Corey Holcomb. Now I want to move to, let's see what we land on. Let's see what we land on. Hold on one second. Let's see what we land on out of this list. Let's see what we land on. 1 second. Hold on. I created like this different kind of list. Hold on. Uh-oh. Like videos. Hold on. I'm in the wrong playlist. Live show clips. All right. This is why I couldn't find it. Show clips. All right. So we're going to move on to. All right. So this doctor, I want us to talk about this doctor and maybe a little bit. This is a shorter video by this guy, Paul Saladino. He's an MD. And I really wanted to highlight him just to kind of continue the conversation based on RFK Jr., based on the FDA, based on our perception of health in America. I just always like calling out doctors. You want to know why? Because doctors take that Hippocratic oath, and I do not believe that the majority of them are living up to that Hippocratic oath. And I think this gentleman is going to highlight it. So let's get into this.
AmFest. It is so good to be here with all of you today.
Oh, and I didn't realize that this is a Turning Point USA. I told you a lot of these videos I don't watch thoroughly. I kind of just skim through them to make sure, all right, it's safe to review. But this is a Turning Point USA. You know, I believe that's a Republican platform. Doesn't have much to do with what is being said, but just to put that out there, be transparent with y'all.
It is so good to be here with thousands of people who saw the direction this country was going in and took a stand for change. I have two things to talk to you about today. One of them is very dark and sad, but the other is hopeful and full of power. I am a traditionally trained medical doctor. My name is Paul Saladino. I went to medical school at the University of Arizona in Tucson. What's up? In 4 years of medical school, I had exactly 0 courses in nutrition. There was no discussion throughout 4 years of medical school about what is actually causing humans to get sick. To even apply to medical school, I had to do 4 years of undergrad at the University of William & Mary. I studied chemistry.
Matter of fact, hold on, let me hit Google. So he said he went to the University of William & Mary. My mom and my dad, if they're listening, they should know why I'm a little skeptical to say, like, I don't know if he really went to the university. Let me check his credentials real quick. The reason why I said I don't know if he really went to William & Mary, obviously y'all know I went to William & Mary, but it's not the university. It's the College of William & Mary. Just like the Ohio State, it's the College of William & Mary. So let's see if Paul Saladino really went to William & Mary. And if he did, maybe it's just, he may have had just misspoke. But let's see if he actually went to William & Mary undergrad. Paul Saladino, I want to know this. It's important. It's important. We gotta vet this type of stuff. Yes, Paul Saladino studied chemistry at the College of William & Mary before going to medical. All right, we can vouch for him. Roll Tribe. All right, let's keep going.
Medical school about what is actually causing humans to get sick. To even apply to medical school, I had to do 4 years of undergrad at the University of William & Mary. I studied chemistry. No discussion of nutrition, no requirements of nutrition to actually apply to medical school. Before medical school, I was a
I'm so sorry for even emphasizing the William & Mary part. Did you hear what he said right after that? At no point in his medical doctor training did he learn anything about nutrition. Think about that for a second. Now, these doctors, a lot of times when they're doing certain programs, like they all do the same thing, and then they move into whatever field that they're eventually going to get into, more specific courses, a more specific curriculum, I should say. At no point did he ever learn about nutrition. This is wild. Nothing impacts our health more than what we put in our body. Are we surprised by that? Just like your vehicle that you drive, your car, you have to put a certain, we'll be anal about, wait, no, don't give me 89, give me 93, or give me 91. about what octane, or was it octane, I believe, what grade level of fuel, putting premium in our car compared to regular. But a doctor was never taught anything about nutrition. And this is not the first time that I've heard this. Obviously, y'all know I work in the healthcare industry. There's a few courageous doctors that have told me this exact thing and more. But let's keep
PA. I worked as a physician assistant in cardiology. PA school, 4 years.
Wait, hold on. A physician assistant in cardiology. Because I was like, you know what? Maybe he was just in a field where they didn't really look into, nutrition wasn't relevant, even though it's relevant in everything. Cardiology is the study of the heart and blood vessels. This man was a physician's assistant. A physician's assistant as a cardiologist, and never learned about nutrition, even though his specialty is the heart and blood vessels. That should sink in for y'all. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Years in cardiology as a PA, no discussion of nutrition, no real discussion of what is making people sick at a root cause level. I was literally told by the cardiologist that I worked with, think here, think in the heart box. Do not think of the whole body. In the Western medical system, we are badly broken. We are not serving patients well. After medical school, I went to residency at the University of Washington in Seattle, one of the most prestigious universities in the country, one of the highest rated hospitals in the country for primary care. No discussion of nutrition, no discussion of food or food quality, and no discussion of what is actually making patients sick.
Did y'all just hear what he said? One of the most prestigious schools, and he was studying primary care. Your primary care doctor, the doctor that you go to the most. I know it's a little different now because we got the urgent cares, but think about your family doctor and what that used to mean to a family maybe 20, 30, 40 years ago. Your primary care doctor was never taught about nutrition. And we wonder why we live in a country where the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, is locked in. The Food and Drug Administration. Because the food is not serving as its purpose, what it should be, as our medicine cabinet. That's what our food should be. It's only serving to get us from the F to the D. From we consume food, get us on the drugs. That's its only purpose. This is the doctor saying it. The doctor saying it. And the fact that most people have not looked into this is pretty wild, because what could we care more about than our health? If you have kids, if you don't have kids, I don't know if you care about the next generation. I don't know. But what could be prioritized more than this? And this is why RFK Jr. is in the position that he's in. But people will say RFK Jr. You know what? Let's not make it about RFK Jr. Let's keep going.
I was told what I was charged with throughout my medical education was memorizing thousands of drugs, understanding their side effects, and understanding when to prescribe them. The medical system is badly broken, and I've been through it. And I think this is not surprising. Pharmaceuticals, look, they have a role in our society. They're not entirely bad, but the pharmaceutical companies are wildly invested in medical education, in medical research. At the level of the FDA, at the level of the USDA, there is profound corruption. 19 out of the 20 members.
The pharmaceuticals companies, they are invested. I've spoken to doctors that have told me this. They told me that when they are in med school, the pharmaceutical companies are directly tied in. They sponsor a lot of the med schools. They are directly tied in. They control a lot of the curriculum that people go through while they're in medical school. All of these different things. Why are we more upset with RFK Jr. than we are at our failing healthcare system? It's the same thing with Elon Musk. People are more upset with Elon Musk exposing government corruption than they are about the actual corruption of what our tax dollars are going towards. This is no different. People are more upset at RFK Jr., the only person that has a history like he has of standing up for the little guy, being an environmental attorney, standing up for the health and wellness of people. He has that history. Standing up against the Food and Drug Administration. He has that history. Standing up against big pharma and being willing and having the courage to say things that other people believe, but don't have the courage to say, this is who RFK Jr. is, but we will get upset with RFK Jr., but not say anything about our failing healthcare system that perhaps resulted, I don't know, I don't want to say, I don't want this video to get flagged, but look at the numbers of the people that died in America during that thing that happened in 2020, 2021. Look at the rate of people that died here compared in the greatest country in the world, right? Compared to a lot of these other countries. And you tell me if we're the greatest country. So we got a failing education system. We got a failing medical healthcare system. We got a corrupt USAID, whatever. But people are mad at the people that are calling it out. And people are even defending, like it's the Board of Ed. People are defending the failing system. It's hard to make sense of all this stuff. It really does not make any sense. I don't understand why people buy into it. I don't understand why people still subscribe to this stuff. It's nonsense.
Members of the USDA Dietary Guidelines Committee have ties to the food industry and pharma. What is going on here? This is why we are so sick as humans. This is why we are so sick. But there is hope.
No. This is why we are so sick as Americans. Let's be very clear. Because in other countries, they do not allow the same ingredients that America allows in our food, in their food. So it's not about humans, it's about Americans.
Here, there is a ray of light. There is something that is better. After seeing all of this, I eventually left Western medicine. I don't practice Western medicine as a doctor. I became so disillusioned that 5 years ago, I started making no-cost, zero-cost content on the internet. I became an internet doctor. And now I make content. I make educational content. And the goal of that content is to just give people information, to empower all of you to be able to make yourselves healthy again. What I have seen in those 5 years is profound. Many of you have experienced this. I have met so many of you at this conference who have already told me your stories, have already told me how you have healed yourselves by changing the quality of the foods you eat. This is incredible. I have seen so many people, thousands of people in those 5 years, heal from diseases that Western medicine taught me and my colleagues were incurable. Diabetes, obesity, depression, dementia, insomnia, infertility, autoimmune conditions, autoimmune skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, thyroid conditions, GI conditions, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis. These are profoundly scary words in Western medicine. These are diseases that cannot be cured, and yet many of you have cured these diseases. I've met you at this conference, and I've seen thousands of people do this. And so this is the hope. The tragedy is that Western medicine is broken. Here is the hope. Here's what I will tell you based on my personal experience. You have a God-given birthright to radical, profound health. You have a God-given birthright to that. And if you change the quality of the food that you eat and the way that you are living, you can heal yourself. That is what I want you to know. If you take nothing.
I don't know if you guys are big Dr. Sebi. I know everybody says Sebi. I always get it confused. I don't know if you guys are big Dr. Sebi fans. Sebi. Hopefully, I got to get the proper pronunciation. My apologies for that. This is the person that made claims a long time ago that you can solve a lot of these things, whether it's AIDS and cancer, all these different things, right? Simply by the food that we put in our body. He actually won in the Supreme Court for one of the things that he cured because I think it was the FDA or Big Pharma or somebody, Supreme Court, somebody brought charges against him for falsely claiming that he can heal or cure whatever it was that he was solving at that particular time. Why is it that it's the Republican Party? It's RFK Jr. Let me not even say the Republican Party. It is Trump and the MAHA, Make America Healthy Again movement with RFK Jr. Why are they sounding just like a lot of the people that we used to praise in our Black community, right? Like Dr. Sebi, right? We used to praise Dr. Sebi when he says this, but why are the things that they're saying very much aligned with that? But because it's coming from Donald Trump, Elon Musk, RFK Jr., we put up this wall and we don't want to root for it. We want to disassociate ourselves with it, as if Dr. Sebi wasn't saying the exact same things. This is the problem with getting so emotionally triggered by Donald Trump that we miss this type of message, that we do not embrace this type of way of life. This is the problem. There's a lot of people that probably could heal themselves. A lot of people I know in my family and yours, right? It's every black family. Family, as soon as you get over 60, you're taking all these pills, right? Taking all these pills because you want to eat fried chicken, because you want to eat, you don't want to work out. You don't want to take your health and wellness, be proactive about it. Instead, you'll just be reactive and live an unhealthy life, but then just say, okay, give me this pill so I can continue reacting to solve a issue rather than be proactive to not even need the pills. This is the mindset that we have. This is the mindset. So imagine if people weren't so turned off by Donald Trump and that they could hear RFK Jr.'s message. They can hear this gentleman's message. Hold on, let me get his name. Paul Saladino's message. Imagine if more and more people could embrace this way of life. Imagine how many people's lives would be cured. The quality of life of people that would improve. But it's not coming from the Democrats. It just is what it is. Why? I don't know. Maybe the Democrats are so tied up with Big Pharma. Maybe a lot of the Republicans are. This is why I look at Donald Trump as being a lot different, because the Republicans take a lot of money from Big Pharma as well. I know the Democrats may take more now, but the Republicans take a lot of that money as well. Donald Trump probably lost a lot of support just by bringing somebody like RFK Jr. on, because think about it. If you're giving Donald Trump money and then Donald Trump brings on somebody like RFK Jr., which is hurting your pockets, just like when they sell these vaccines, they're not doing it just for humanity, just for the kindness of their heart. It's a business for them. So if you slow up their business, then therefore they're going to be offended, upset, and may not support you in the election for Donald Trump. So I appreciate Donald Trump having the courage to do so. Let's keep going.
Nothing else away from this short talk that we have about health, about making America healthy again. Remember that whatever you are suffering from, if any of you have chronic illness, any of the things that I mentioned earlier, and you are suffering and you are without help, if you are without hope, maybe your doctor's telling you that you need to take medications, remember this: you have a God-given birthright to health. Your body will heal itself if you simply change the quality of the foods that you are eating and how you are living as a human every day in and day out. I have seen it time and time again. I know there are people in this room who have done this. Let me hear some noise. Who has changed their diet? Yes.
And let me ask, before we may not make it to the end of this, but think about it. The type of medicine, or what we call medicine in America, is probably the newest form of medicine. When they talk about Western medicine versus Eastern medicine is the medicine that's been practiced for centuries. This new type of medicine is just business. It's business. It's big pharmaceutical business. It's not medicine. It doesn't heal you. Let me not get into that. I don't want to get into getting fact checked or getting censored on here. Let's not get too much into that, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Y'all understand what I'm saying. Why is it that the same Eastern medicine that when I go to, where is it at? Fairlawn or not Fairlawn, up there in Bergen County, when I go to my health food store, and I believe it's my Chinese brethren. I don't want to get the nationality mixed up, but my Chinese brethren, and we talk about different herbs and medicines and different things, and he's doing acupuncture on my wrist to solve something in my, that's Eastern medicine. That's Eastern medicine that he learned based on his wife dealing with these diseases and not wanting to get chemo that destroys you, but it's good business for the hospital. Just like those respirators that they threw everybody on during 2020 and 2021, right? That didn't save a lot of lives, right? But they threw them on there. Why? Because the hospitals got a big bonus every time they put somebody on those respirators. Well, this video probably will not be able to be monetized. It is what it is, but I don't know. Here I am talking like a big time streamer. You heard? You got to talk like how you want to be, because people are probably looking like, man, he got 11 people on here. This ain't getting monetized either way. Nah, forget all that. I take this video as if there's 1,100, 11,000, 11 million people watching. You feel me? So let's keep going.
And I want all of you that haven't changed your diet, that are still suffering, to hear your members of this audience, to hear your community tell you this. This is possible. Do not despair. The West.
All right, y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. Let's keep going. We got 2 more videos on YouTube, and then we're gonna move to X. If that's okay with y'all. If that is okay with y'all, let me back out of here real quick. Let's take a look at the videos that I was telling you about. All right, so we got. Do we do FEMA or Do we do FEMA video? Actually, hold on. No, we're gonna pivot a little bit. Hold on, we're gonna pivot a little bit. We actually may go to X right now. Nah, let's stay on schedule. Stay on schedule. Matter of fact, no, we're going to X. We're going to X. We're going to X. All right, so oh no, we got the YouTube. Hold on. My apologies. My apologies. I almost forgot one of the main stories because I did not have it in this particular playlist. We're going to talk about Jason Whitlock and Serena Williams and her crip walking. We're going to dive into that. Let me just pull up the video. My apologies for that. Yeah, I'll be all right. Jason Whitlock, Serena Williams, the view. All right, let's take a look at this. Here we go. It's a short video. It's a short video, so it won't take us long to get through it. Let me make sure. All right, boom. We're good to go.
A 2-minute clip from The View, I believe yesterday, Sonny Holston and Whoopi Goldberg, they're
Please make sure y'all are liking. Appreciate y'all.
talking about Serena Williams and the halftime show and Serena Williams crip walking and what was she doing out there? Was she trolling Drake, or was this just some homage to Compton and blah, blah, blah? Let's play that clip and then we'll start our conversation.
Now, before we play the clip real quick, very quickly. Oh, I thought this video was shorter, so we're going to get through it. We're not going to watch the whole thing. Don't worry. Before we play the clip, a lot of people defended Serena and, didn't even really see much of a big deal with it. And please remove Drake out of this conversation. I don't even want to go that route. A lot of people said because Serena grew up in Compton, right? It's showing love to her hometown where she was raised. All right, let's keep going.
This was Serena crip walking was really about what happened to her when she did the same crip walk after she beat Sharapova in the 2012 Olympics. She did that crip walk then, and it was on Wimbledon grass, and everyone said that it was disrespectful.
Shout out to Maya. Maya said it was the Olympics. I said it was Wimbledon. So it was on Wimbledon grass, but it was the Olympics. You were right. You got to admit when you're wrong. You were right.
So for Serena, because she was dancing, so she was doing a crip walk, which is
disrespectful to who? The grass.
It was disrespectful. They actually, she took a lot of criticism for doing that.
Really?
And so when you look at Serena's comments, what she was doing was being her authentic self, an homage to her roots from Compton, and it was Black joy and Black excellence. You've got the greatest female athlete of all time coming out and enjoying herself.
This is the problem with niggas. It was Black joy, Black excellence, whatever else she said. How is mimicking a crip walk, a gang? The Crip gang, the same gang that's responsible for terrorizing other Black people. We're going to show a clip of Nipsey Hussle, who's a member of this Crip gang that they're talking about, calling out the same thing that I'm calling out. We're going to show that clip later. But how are you so confused as to say why? And the problem is Black people are so lost when it comes to culture because our culture is dominated by mostly negative things. We are maybe one of the only groups of people where our culture, the main parts of our culture are all things that are extremely negative. So when a lot of these celebrities, they get to these positions where they make it, they want to feel more and more connected and celebrated amongst the people. So therefore they turn to the things that are prevalent in the culture, which are largely, like this situation, associated with super negative things. You can't even go into high school and wear a blue rag. You can't wear gang paraphernalia in a school because of what it represents. But now we're acting as if Serena crip walking because it's Serena, right? A black woman. Can't say anything about a black woman. Because of that, now we're not able to see why this would be criticized and why this could be potentially problematic. But this is the essence of black culture. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, it wasn't about Drake at all.
I don't understand. Well, why would you even think it was? Why would you think she's not
about
smart?
Drake, though.
Yeah, but that wasn't about
That
him.
was not about Drake. That was about... She got a chance to do something she wanted to do, and she went and did it. And instead of saying, damn, that was kind of great, you bringing it back to some old stuff that she is...
Nobody cares about the whole Drake thing. Can I fast forward this with like... It's not about...
And I absolutely love her. I think she's an inspiration to so many women. I was like, oh, okay, she's been married since like my husband and I got together. Why would she care to, you know, get on and you're just clapping back?
Yeah. Well, you just said take the high road in the last segment.
Oh, I know, but then I got
not when you're Serena Williams.
Exactly. But again, this was not about Drake. Serena posted on X, I did not crip walk like that at Wimbledon. I would have been fined. This was about Serena being her authentic self and being the essence of black culture.
But why would
the essence of black culture? Serena Williams doesn't have a black husband. Crip walking to highlight a gang and the gang culture in LA that has destroyed and taken a whole lot of black lives is the essence of black culture. I guarantee you Sunny Halston does not and probably did not have to grow up in a neighborhood where she has to worry about dealing with the repercussions of or the reality, I should say, of living in that type of neighborhood where you can get killed for wearing the wrong color. That's the essence of black culture. And y'all probably looking at me saying like, oh, Dak, it's not that serious. It's never that serious when it comes to niggas. And I'm using that word for a reason. It's never that serious. You know what it reminds me of? See, losers have lackadaisical standards. Every team that I've been on that's been a terrible team, it's not that serious, bro. You'll be all right. It's not that, you know, on winning teams, what the standard is, everything is that serious because everything plays a role and impacts something else. And you know what's so funny? When I think about Italian culture, you think about the mob, we think about the Sopranos, Goodfellas, all of these different things, The Godfather, right? A couple of my mentors that were Italian, one that I'm talking about, one is still my mentor. Both of them. One used to have an issue with watching certain Italian movies, gang movies, because of how they portrayed Italians and not wanting to be associated and that part of the Italian culture being highlighted. The other used to say, well, the way that I sound, I don't want to sound like, like I'm in the mob and this type of stuff. I didn't want that to affect me. Why is it that black people run towards the things that are most destructive for our culture? And we say, it's not that serious. We excuse that's what black culture is. A bunch of excuses. A bunch of excuses why a father's not in the household. A bunch of excuses why a woman should just be able to do whatever she wants. Enjoy her life. Live life, sis. Enjoy your 20s. Don't worry about responsibility. Our culture, the result of our culture, or I should say the cause of our culture, is us making excuses and lessening our standards compared to other people. They run away from being seen as hoodlums. We run towards it and embrace it. We clap for it. We celebrate it. We celebrate when a square like Serena gets up there and does something that comes from a gang culture, something that I know that she hasn't had any association with it. That's what we do. We all have lived through it. Because why? Let's just be honest. That's what's cool. That's what gets the girls. It takes a lot of courage to be somebody who grows up in a neighborhood and does not align themselves with that, does not go towards that, and is just comfortable being themselves, being a square, being a geek, being a nerd, whatever that is. Because that's what the gangsters call you, right? It takes a lot of courage to be that and be okay being that, even though you know that that's not what's going to be celebrated in the now, but it may benefit you down the line. That's just being black. Let's just be honest. That's what the black culture creates. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Why do other cultures, why are they less forgiving and make less excuses if they're doing better, but we're doing worse? We are suffering. We are doing terrible in this country. We are in last place talking about, oh, well, it's all good. It's not that serious. All right.
There was a lot of interesting things said there, but the last deal, this is Serena being her authentic self. This is,
I don't know if he said her name. Shy said, didn't he say her name in the song? I don't know if he said her name in the song. That's completely irrelevant. Serena could have been on stage doing whatever, dancing, doing all type of stuff. She did not have to be crip walking. Like, it's real cool for us. This is the problem. This is the problem. For us listening right here, it's just entertainment. It's not that serious. None of us are going to go outside and see somebody with a red flag and have an issue and be asked where you from, cuz, and all this. None of us have to deal with that. But you know who has to deal with it? A lot of kids from the ages of 8, maybe, let's say 9, 10, up until when? Their 30s. And then they're going to be in the same neighborhoods because they can't afford to move out because they've gotten into so much trouble. They got priors. They got all these things. So now they got to stay in the same environment that hindered their success in the first place. It's that serious to them. It's not that serious to me. I could listen to all different types of music. I could watch all different types of movies. I could celebrate Crips, Bloods, Vice Lords, GDs, BDs. I could celebrate all that stuff, and it will not affect me. But in reality, there's a lot of people that are stuck in those situations and that are going to become, like all of us become, product of our environments. So we need to look out for them rather than just thinking about, well, it's not that serious because, it ain't gonna bother us. Let me see what my bro Ski wrote. Recruit the youth to gang life on the biggest show of the year. This was the issue, and this is the thing. A lot of people are going to say, "Well, I'm just picking on her because she's a woman." No. Matter of fact, Jason Whitlock, when it was Snoop Dogg, when Snoop was on there with Dr. Dre, he brought Snoop out, and Snoop was out there smoking weed and crip walking. He had the same thing to say. It shows us, it portrays us in an extremely negative light. Other cultures, we don't see them doing that. We don't think other cultures smoke weed. We don't think other cultures are infatuated by certain things that may not be the best qualities or bring out the best parts of their group's culture. Yeah, they just don't advertise it on the world's biggest stage. Even if they want to, there's probably higher ups that won't even allow it. I'm not going to get too much into that conversation. Skeeg wrote, we're our biggest downfall and the other race just letting off ourselves. We are our biggest downfall and the other race just letting off ourselves. I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying, bro. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I see some people falling off. Sometimes that's what happens when you have these type of combos. Let's keep going.
About Black excellence and Black culture, crip walking. And so what is Black culture? How has the mainstream legacy media defined Black culture? How do the average ordinary, and let's be real about it, what does the average ordinary Black American think is Black culture? Have we all decided that gang culture, hip hop culture is Black culture? Is there a consensus? Maybe you and I are outside of that, but maybe everyone else or most people disagree with us. When I get online, I want to know that I'm safe. That's why I love ExpressVPN. They keep my clicks.
Well, Jason, I wanted to say something really quick on a factual point, right? Because I've heard this thing.
Please listen to this. Remember what I said earlier in this video where it's okay. She's just paying homage to, her neighborhood that she grew up in, probably spent, her middle school, teen years in, had a strong connection with. We understand that.
Serena's from Compton. She grew up in this area. And I get it. If you grow up in certain areas, there's a culture surrounding you that even if you don't actively participate in it, it's just there. I looked on her Wikipedia page. Serena Williams was born in Saginaw, Michigan, moved to Compton when she was young, let's call it 3 years old, and left Compton for Florida because her parents saw she had potential in tennis when she was 9 years old. She didn't even go, and she was homeschooled, apparently, by her dad. So She wasn't outside, as the kids say. She didn't even go to middle school, let alone high school. She wasn't out there with the the 8 trays and the rolling 60s, and they say, oh, that's just little Serena from the block. So this whole thing where this is just part of what Serena grew up with, I find it hard to believe, knowing that she spent her formative years in Florida. So she should be doing more of the Gator Chomp than the Crip Walk. But to your question,
homeschooled and left when she was 9 years old. But that's her culture. All right. Maybe that actually makes a great point. Maybe that's how strong gang culture is out there. If just from her being from 3 to 9, she feels such a connection with her Crip roots and her LA roots to where she needs to Crip walk on the biggest stage in the world. Maybe that shows just how strong the gang culture is. The problem is it's not a positive look. It's a negative influence. So the fact that she was only there from 3 to 9 years old and was homeschooled, imagine the impact that it has on little kids that actually had to grow up there, not get homeschooled, go to middle school, walk to school through those neighborhoods and be careful about the things that they had to wear, then go to high school, then maybe be in the same neighborhood for 10 more. Who knows? No matter what argument you make on this, and probably a lot of y'all, as y'all were making the, you know what? Let me not assume. Let's keep going.
About what is Black culture, I think it depends on who you ask and in what context you ask it. I'll say it this way. When a Black artist is winning awards, let's say Beyonce winning a Grammy for her, country album, or a Black athlete is winning an award or a Super Bowl, whatever the case may be, then I think Black folk are like, yes, this is for the culture. This is a win for the culture. But when a hip hop artist is being criticized for the content that they put out there, for the guns, the murder, the ops, the drugs, the degradation and disrespect for women, then that same person will say, "Oh no, you can't. That's not Black culture. That's hip hop. That's that particular individual." Because I think for many people,
let me be clear, and I'm gonna answer your a couple questions came up. Please. Skeeg wrote that question: who would you have to perform at the Super Bowl? Black culture. I actually don't mind Kendrick performing. I'm a Drake guy. Kendrick's probably more appropriate to perform at the Super Bowl than Drake, just being totally honest. I've told y'all I've been stopped liking Drake before the battle. The only reason why I got back on because I felt like y'all tried to jump my man and I had to get in the mix. I had already stopped listening to Drake because I felt like his music wasn't growing. It wasn't helping me grow. It wasn't maturing in a way that for him to have the influence that he has on so many people, I was comfortable with. So I got no problem with Kendrick performing. The problem is Serena. And the problem isn't even Serena, if I'm being real with you. This is just, I'm just using this to highlight something bigger. Let's be honest, Serena Crip walking at the halftime show, like nobody's like moved by that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's probably a lot of the it's the other stuff that goes along with it. It's who we celebrate. It's that type of thing. So I don't have a problem with Kendrick performing at all, to be totally honest. I don't have a problem with Kendrick performing. And even the things that Kendrick performed, Kendrick has a lot of music that I feel is appropriate music. And I felt like I didn't even hear the total performance, to be totally honest. Like I was watching it, couldn't really hear it. I was at it like a Super Bowl party. But based on what everybody said, he didn't curse. There was a lot of stuff. It seemed like an appropriate performance. I'm just using this to highlight something bigger in our culture, to highlight a problem in our culture. The fact that Serena feels that it's the cool thing to do. Why does Serena feel that it's the cool thing to do? We talk about it all the time, that we are in a cool battle. We are in a cool battle because that's what influences people. Whatever people think is cool, that's what they follow. So the question is, why is it cool to be associated with gang culture? Why is that something that we're so attracted to? Why is it something that the Black culture is so attracted to compared to a lot of these other cultures? Why is it something that we're so attracted to when the people that started a lot of these gangs were starting these gangs for totally different reasons than we see what they've turned into now and are probably rolling over in their graves because they died from an activist standpoint, because that's what a lot of these gangs were created as. And now you got people killing each other when that's not what it was. It was supposed to be about protection. It's supposed to be about free breakfast. It was supposed to be about protecting the neighborhood from a lot of the corrupt cops. That's what a lot of these gangs started as. But what they've morphed into is now something that now destroys our communities. So that's what the conversation is about. Serena crip walking, I don't think that a lot of people, just to be totally honest, I don't think a lot of young kids are saying, yo, I saw Serena crip walking, I'm about to go join a gang. I don't think it's that. So don't take it what anything I'm saying is that. It just goes to show you why Serena, a square, and when I say square, I mean a non-gangbanger, somebody who's not into that. And as a square myself, I feel that I'm entitled to call Serena a square. Somebody that's not into any of that. I feel like I should be able to call out why there's such an attraction. Why there's such an attraction from people who didn't even grow up in that life to be a part of it, and how that ultimately impacts the people that actually have to grow up in that neighborhood. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I actually want to show y'all very quickly that clip that I was talking to y'all about with Nipsey. Let me show y'all that clip very quickly. It's a short. Where did I save it? All right, I got it on the other. Let me show y'all this clip. I thought that this was a great clip to show, and then we'll bounce back to Jason Whitlock, maybe, or we'll just move on to the next video. Sha said, Dak, you have. Come on, baby. I'm just me. I'm just me. I'm just me. All right, let me get to this video. We can't make it any larger. All right, there we go. Let's hear what my bro Nip got to say, man. Is it on mute? Hold on.
As a gangbanger, right? When you go on a mission, when you looking for your so-called enemy, you driving through a different hood, down the street. You know, it's an invisible line. You cross this street, now you in another hood, and you hunting. And when you looking, you gonna pass up the dude that's dressed square, right? You gonna pass up a dude from a different race. When you see somebody that's dressed like you dress, and got the walk like you got, and got the body language like you gonna say, there you go, get him. And that's deep. Whew. You know what I'm saying? When you really unpack that. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You looking for yourself just on the other side of town. And you gonna hop out and attack him and try to down him in a real way. Being caught up in gangbanging culture, you don't think that deep. You just think of, these niggas came through and shot the hood up. We about to go back through there and return the favor. As a gangbanger, right? When you go on a mission.
What y'all think? And a matter of fact, I want to pivot. I don't even need to see, I'll be honest, I don't need to see any more of, not that I don't need to see it, I shouldn't say it like that, but I want to pivot away from Jason Whitlock's to something that I saw with Gilly the Kid. All right, so think about it. We're talking about Black culture here. So Gilly, if you guys are not familiar, Gilly got a podcast. Him and his cousin Wallow, and Gilly actually had his son killed. Now, there was a recent incident with a young man, 17 years old. He was actually a basketball star where he was like a top recruit, but he just got killed, and he got like shot like 17 times, I believe, with his mother. Like, this is a basketball star. It was a day after he put up one of these music videos where he's, you know, with the drill music, with the young folk. Yeah, I sound old, but he put up a video that was based on this drill video, and the next day he got killed. I did not know, but this gentleman, or this young man, he happens to be one of the kids. It just came out. This is what Gilly's saying, that actually killed Gilly's son. So take a look at this. Take a look at this, because there's another video after that where I want to connect the dots on all this stuff and see what you guys' thoughts are. So let me share this screen real quick. All right, listen to this story. So this was Gilly sitting down with Shannon Sharpe and having this discussion. Oh shoot, my fault. I thought I was playing it this whole time. My bad. Hold on. My bad. Y'all over here looking at me crazy. I'm looking at y'all. I'm listening to the video. Hold on, listen to this.
I just read, I saw about the 17-year-old basketball player, straight A student.
Biden moment.
Am I wrong, Gilly? It used to be like the athletes, they got protected.
Right.
Nobody touched them. Hey, he good now. He gonna be what we, they're gonna be talking about the block. He from the block, he got out. They protected those guys. What happened?
That's who killed my son.
The 17?
Yeah. The 17-year-old basketball player that just got shot 17 times?
Yes.
That's who killed my son.
Really?
Yes.
What was that about?
Well, it wasn't for my son.
Your son happened to be there?
Yes. Oh. Them blocks is beefing. They going through it. My son just so happened to pull up out there 5 minutes. They come to shoot the block up. My son's not from that block. He don't, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just so happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What the?
That's how deep it is.
Bro, he has the potential to get out.
Right.
And he living that life?
No. But see, you don't understand. He got videos out where he got a Joker mask on.
Right.
Bunch of guns in his hand. So these kids is influenced by all the wrong things.
Right.
To shit that don't matter.
Pay attention to what Gilly's saying. Please hold on to it. I don't want to interrupt him, but I just want y'all to pay attention.
You know what I mean?
Right.
To shit that once upon a time when I was growing up in the ghetto, I was influenced by.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you experience things, when you go places, when a vacation to you is not going through a toll booth. See, you gotta understand, if you from Philly right now, go to Atlantic City and you call them and they say they out of town. Yo, I'm OT, I hit you, nigga, you 45 minutes away, nigga, you went through the toll booth. The are you talking about? That's how poor the city is.
Right.
Motherfucker go to Atlantic City and tell you, yo, I'm OT, I call you when I get back.
Right.
You 39 minutes away in a car, nigga. What are you talking about, you OT?
I want to keep it right there real quick. And I do want to show Gilly some grace because obviously what he went through with his son. However, I have to show this next video. Because and I don't know if Gilly I just heard this video that you guys are watching. I didn't even watch up until we're at right now, but it reminded me of a previous video that I saw of Gilly where I was super confused, knowing that he went through his situation with his son. I believe this video was taken after it. I want to pivot real quick to this other video and show y'all, as Gilly's talking about the kids don't understand, they're the youth, they don't understand what's important, they're being misled, all this other stuff. I have to show this video.
Chicks. And we gotta make a decision soon. Are we pushing peace or are we pushing the streets? Now this morning, a lot of Gilly fans woke up disappointed. Gilly posted a video of him not only in the streets of ATL, but he was in one of the most dangerous hoods in ATL. He just wrapped up an interview with Honcho, but Gilly decided that was not enough. He wanted to show you guys all the street gang members he was around. Here's a video.
Know where we at? 2nd Ave. Huh? 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 Yeah.
Know where we at.
Huh? We will.
Yo, please pay attention to what's on a lot of these young men's waist. Gilly is filming this. Now, I'm going to give him grace. I did not see him make a response video to getting a lot of criticism for this. I think that he should have already known better before he even does something like this. But I think he just got caught up in the cool battle that I talked to y'all about. Trying to be cool, not realizing what he's influencing and what he's putting a spotlight on. Like, bro, you're Gilly. You have millions of followers. And you're showing young kids with guns that clearly are not legal. And obviously, what did Nipsey say? It's not like they're shooting white boys at their rival high school. They're shooting other people that look just like them. But then Gilly's sitting on the show with Shannon Sharpe after he's obviously dealt with a significant loss with his son being lost to gun violence, it's like this is the cycle. It's just another example of the cycle. Now, the reason why I want to give him grace, I'm gonna assume that Gilly probably put out a video afterwards saying like, "Yo, that wasn't it." You know what I mean? But and this is not to criticize Gilly or call him out. It's just to show us how we all can get caught up in it. We all can get caught up in it. The music that I listen to, a lot of this stuff, I go back and forth with it. And I'll even give him the benefit of doubt, saying like, "Yo, maybe he was just trying to relate to a lot of those young men." It clearly don't seem like it, but I'm just trying to. I don't know. I'm just trying to give him benefit of doubt. There's certain times where I'll put up a certain music video or something like that I just like, that I listen to when I'm working out, whatever, probably saying the same drill stuff, whether it's Dirk, whether it's this that big Bolz zone I just pulled up, that's my joint, or whether it's back, I'll tell you my favorite joint, Back in Blood with Lil Durk. Everything they're saying in that is crazy. But you know, when I'm listening to it in the gym, we all get caught up in it. That's what I wanted to say. We all get caught up in it. I do it. We all do it. But the more conscious we are of it, I think it'll go a long way in us forcing ourselves to hold ourselves to higher standards and to use our influence in a more positive way. But let's keep going. I'm going to go back. Look, pay attention to these little dudes' waist.
Huh? Huh?
What?
Yeah.
Know who yet?
Huh?
Who, I think.
We were them niggas scared to come, huh? Second ass, nigga. Huh? Huh? Yeah. Come on, nigga. Where we at, nigga? Yeah. Where we at? On the app, man. I know what's going on, man. Huh? Come on, I know they ain't playing modest now. Come to second half. Huh? Huh? I know these playing modest now. Pulled up the second hand. Huh? Huh? Where the big dog at, man? Where the big dog at, man? Fucking big dog at, man? Where the big dog at, man? Where the fucking big dog at, man? Yeah. Yeah. You see it? I mean, big dog shit, man. Shout out to Atlanta, man. Sure. So much love.
That's not the song I was talking
Now,
about.
fans immediately went on Gilly's comments and called him out. Somebody said, "Gilly, you're too old to promote this kind of stuff. You should help him get closer to God. There's kids watching your page. Show them the right path and not none of this, brother. You're the example of the younger generation. Them brothers need to stay far away from that stuff and go live a beautiful lifestyle. Just because you're raised in the hood doesn't give you the excuse to stay there. It's a choice. There ain't nothing good. Brothers, stay out of it."
I just had to play that part. You want to know why? Because it wouldn't be right if I'm holding other people accountable. We just got to do better. I'm going to move that off. All right, so we're going to pivot to a couple X videos, and then I'm going to get y'all out of here. A couple videos on X. We got hold on. I got to go back and find this real funny one. All right, so I wasn't good at. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Elon Musk. I want to go to Elon's page real quick. Elon had one of the funniest posts that I've seen. All right, hold on. You got a bunch of funny stuff. Hold on. I just got to see Elon. And Elon posts so much. I don't even know if it's. All right, while I'm looking for that, we'll play a different video. So I think this will give you guys a little bit of insight on who Elon is, and you don't have to worry. Joe Rogan's telling you don't got to worry about your Social Security. You don't got to worry about your Social Security number. Elon's not trying to steal your money. The wealthiest man in the world is not trying to steal your money. So let's get into this video. And while I'm looking for the other video, you guys let me know what you think about this organization.
That's fucking amazing. And then this other thing about Elon. Elon's going to steal everybody's money. He has $400 billion. I'm telling you, he's not going to steal your money. I'm telling you, that's not what he's doing. What he's doing is he's a super genius that's been fucked with. Okay? And when you've been fucked with by these nitwits that hide behind three-letter agencies, and you're dealing with one of the smartest people alive, and he helps Donald Trump get into office, and he goes, I want to find out what kind of corruption is really around. Well, you fucked up. You fucked up and picked the wrong psychopath on the spectrum because he's gonna hunt you down. He's gonna find out what's going on, and that's good. That's good for everybody. That's how you should be looking at this. Like, wow, we have a brilliant mind that is examining these really fucking corrupt and goofy systems, and bringing in a bunch of psychopath wizards.
Organization.
That's fucking amazing. And then this other thing about Elon. Elon's going to steal everybody's money. He has $400 billion. I'm telling you, he's not going to steal your.
All right, hold on. I gotta Google it. I gotta Google the other one. Matter of fact, I'll let you guys see me Googling it, just so you guys can follow along. Elon Musk. I gotta show you this one. Hold on. What was it? Not Jen Pansky. What's the lady? What's the lady? I think she's either blonde or red hair. Hold on. Harry, hold on. Y'all gotta see this one. Hold on X. Hold on. Oh, Dana Bash. Hold on. I gotta see this one. Elon Musk, Dana Bash, Harry. Hold on. Yeah, I gotta see this one. All right, so keep in mind, hold on. And I want to show Elon posting it because Elon put this up where, hold on. So Elon put this up and I think it's hilarious. Just look at this. Hold on. Let me see. Let me share it for y'all real quick. Oh, it's already being shared. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. What's up, Dad? That's not Jen. Jen Psaki's the other one. The redhead. No, this is Dana Bash. This is the Dana Bash one. Here's the Dana Bash one. Here, look at it. I'm gonna show. I wanted. It's a couple days ago. That's why I couldn't. Elon tweets so much. I can't keep up. I couldn't go back and see. But Elon put this up and laughed and said he even got them to say it on TV. So just take a look at this.
Now, the disruptor in chief, Elon Musk, who apparently has adopted the alias, at least he changed his social media handle to Harry Bolz. Now, the disruptor in chief, Elon Musk, who apparently has adopted the alias, at least he changed his social media handle to Harry Bolz, tweeted this morning, democracy.
Yo, he's just messing with, yo. She didn't realize that it's supposed to say Harry Bolz. Yo, so she goes on CNN and says that apparently he changed his name on, yo. And then he tweeted her and put his name right back. He highlighted this, he put this, he X'd this, whatever you want to call it. Yo, Dad, did you see this?
Disruptor in chief.
If you saw this before this, did you know that it was a troll? She's reporting news. He was just trolling.
Elon Musk, who apparently has adopted the alias, at least he changed his social.
He's adopted the alias.
Chief Elon Musk, who apparently has adopted the alias, at least he changed his social media handle to Harry Bolz, tweeted this morning, democracy in America is being destroyed by judicial coup. An activist judge is not a real judge. And as now, the disruptor.
Bro, yo, y'all gotta be real, man. It's getting a little fun. It's getting fun at least. It's getting, y'all didn't find that funny? I'm the only person that found that funny? Whatever, man. Y'all sense of humor is terrible. All right, so we got another one. Let's stay on Elon and Trump. We got well, look at this one. We got 3 more short videos to watch. 3 more short videos. So let's take a look at this. So this is what Elon Musk is being tasked to do. Let me share the screen real quickly. So as you can see on this screen, this small video that I'm highlighting, we're getting ready to watch Elizabeth Warren. So an interviewer, I guess, wanted to ask her a question as far as how is Elizabeth Warren worth $12 million on a $200,000 salary? Anybody ever wonder how these politicians get rich? I feel like a lot of Democrats and liberals used to call this stuff out when it was on the other end, but for whatever reason, doesn't seem to have that same energy when it's calling out their own. So, and I'm talking about the politicians, not the people that vote for him, but it is what it is. Let's watch the first one.
Senator Warren, I just want to answer a question. How did you get a $12 million net worth on a $200,000 salary in Congress? How did you do that?
Excuse me.
How did you do that? You can keep trying to block my camera. We're on a public sidewalk. So, Senator Warren, I just want to answer a question. How did you get a...
Is that not a fair question to ask? We're not concerned with that? Maybe this is why all of these Democratic politicians are crapping in their pants, because Donald Trump and Elon are looking into how our money's being spent. Maybe when they're really, I don't know, I'm just throwing, when they're saying that they're spending money on what was it, like $50 million to give Hamas condoms, or the people in Gaza condoms. Maybe that was actually not really sent for condoms. Maybe that was a money that was redirected back to some of these. I don't know. I just want to know. I'm just interested in it, and I'm glad the questions are being asked. So let's now go to a press briefing, but this is the one where Elon's son was like picking his nose or something. Apparently he told Trump to hush. I don't know, but listen to what's being said in this. Listen to what's being said. Can we make this higher quality? Hold on. Ew, that's the best quality. All right,
So could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about 30 million,
right, etc.? Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position, which is, what happened to USAID. We're just curious.
This is why they are losing their minds. This is why they're losing their minds. While the actual people are approving Donald Trump at a much higher rate than his first election, and probably at a much higher rate than Joe Biden's approval ratings. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check on that. This is why the Democratic politicians are acting super irrational and going off the deep end. They are being told to either protect the people that put them in these positions, or that helped aid them along. Or I don't know if they had a hand in it. I don't know. So the same energy that we used to talk about Mayor Adams, and now he's under Trump's underarm, whatever. Aren't y'all also wondering why a lot of these Democratic politicians are so upset and don't want Elon to look into how this money has been spent? But they're how do you turn a public service position? How do you turn $200,000? It's hard to turn $200,000 a year into 10, 20, 30 million. Or maybe I'm just doing something wrong. I don't know.
As to where it came from. Maybe they're very.
Not to say that's what I'm making. I don't need to know what I'm making, but I was just saying maybe I'm just doing something wrong to turn whatever pennies I make into something like that.
Good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But just they seem to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why. Where does it come from? And I think the reality is that they're getting wealthier.
Remember what Joe Rogan said. Elon Musk is somebody that has had to go through the business. He's had all these 3-letter agencies, probably a bunch of them, come after him for making his money the way that he makes his money, by being a genius. But then these same people that are coming after him and shining a light on him don't want that light shined on them. Pretty ironic. This is him. This is why he's so aggressive in pursuing this. Like Donald Trump said the other day, I don't even know how he's doing it. Like, he's running all these companies. I don't know how he's doing all this stuff as well. It's because he's pissed off. He's been pissed off at all these people that use their political positions, which is a totally different game than business. They unfairly use their political power in order to gain money, and then they want to come after somebody like him for earning his money, not from taking it from taxpayers, from earning it, from selling products, from growing his businesses. This is why he's pissed off and doing what he's doing, and this is why they're upset.
To taxpayer expense. That's the honest truth of it. So, we're looking at, say, we just.
All right, one more video. I think we got one more. I want to show y'all if I can find it. If I can find it, yes, I can. Take a look at this video. This may be the last video that we get to today. It's already getting a little bit late. Maya wrote, I think he said before that he doesn't sleep. Yeah, I think Elon said he doesn't sleep. I heard people say that about Trump too. I think it was either Joe Rogan or Dana White maybe. But take a look at this last video. You guys let me know what your thoughts are.
Are being forced to admit it.
You know, I think one of the things that's so important.
Donald Trump is having a fairy tale start to his presidency, and even his haters are being forced to admit it.
You know, I think one of the things that's so important for politicians is for folks to believe what they're saying and that they're keeping their campaign promises. So I think this gives you a pretty gosh darn good idea of what may be going on. Trump's doing what he promised to do. You go back to April of 2017, it was just 46% of all Americans who said that Trump was doing what he promised to do. Compare that now to February of 2025. You know, there was a good show that was on during the 1990s called A Different World. That is what's going on right now. We're living in a different world. 70% of Americans say Trump is doing what he promised to do. Again, compare that to April of 2017 when it's just 46%. When Americans are 24 points more likely to say that you're doing what you promised to do, it's no wonder that your net approval rating is much more likely to be on the positive side of the ledger than on the negative side. And so far, what we're seeing, again, is Americans, 21 days so far versus just 11 days during his entire first term, that Trump has a positive net approval rating. Quite a different world.
And with the contrast between Republican and Democrat.
Hold on. I need to pivot very quickly. That video, if you look at the beginning of this video, they kind of ignored the fact that his approval rating, can you guys see the screen? All right. So they kind of ignored the fact that his approval rating, or they kind of skipped past that and went to Trump doing what he promised. Just because people are saying that Trump's doing what he's promised does not mean that they approve of what he's doing. But when you look at the first screen, in his first term, only 11 days out of his entire first term, he had a positive net approval rating. So far this election term, 21 days. I believe it's every day that he's been in office. That's what needs to be focused on. And the reason why I'm going to pivot, because I don't think that they elaborated on it enough in this video. Let me go to this other video so you guys can see the data that I saw in the other CNN video that a lot of people were upset about. Take a look at this. This is the one that you need to see, but I'm glad that you got to see both.
It's been 21 days now since President Trump took office, wasting no time issuing sweeping orders to dramatically reshape the federal government. This is a much more organized and effective start to his second term as compared to his first. CNN senior data reporter Harry Enton joining us now to run the numbers. Harry, hello. Good to see you.
Hello.
Oh, Harry.
We're getting some new information about how Americans view President Trump's, how he's doing his job.
Yeah, so, you know, CBS News, YouGov came out with a poll earlier today that had him on the positive side of the ledger, and I decided to average all the polls. And you know what? The average of the polls also has him on the positive side of the ledger. All right, let's take a look. Trump's net approval rating on February 9th. Look at this. In 2025, he's at plus 4 points. Look where he was in 2017, his first term at this point. He was at minus 5 points, so he's doing nearly 10 points better on the average. And more than that, as I mentioned, it's not just the CBS News poll. It's the Ipsos poll. It's the Gallup poll. It's the Pew poll. All of these polls have him in better shape than those respective polls had him at this point back in 2017. So the bottom line is, no matter where you look, Donald Trump is more popular than he was 8 years ago at this point in his first term, and he's on the positive side of the ledger versus the negative side of the 0 point line as he was back in 2017.
And how rare?
So why are Democratic politicians raging in the streets? Why are they cursing? Why is Jasmine Crockett saying we're on your ass? Why? The American people are speaking. They are approving what he's doing at a much higher rate. But it seems like the politicians are getting even more extreme against him. Aren't they supposed to represent the people? If the people are approving him more, then the politicians, in my opinion, put your pride to the side because you're a representation of the people. But see, this is what we saw the entire election cycle or the election process when it came to Kamala Harris, an entire disconnect from the Democratic leadership to where they came across as if they know better for the people than the people know for them. We're seeing it now as well.
Where is it that Trump's in this positive territory when it comes to his approval rating?
Yeah, I remember Donald Trump's first term, and it just seemed every single day Donald Trump was in the negative territory. And it turns out it was pretty much every single day of his first term. Positive net approval rating for Donald Trump, again, using the aggregate of the polls. Look at this. In his entire first term, just 11 days. Just 11 days was he on the positive side of the ledger. Compare that so far. Every single day, all 20 days so far, he has been on the positive side of the ledger. So he has nearly doubled up the number of days in which he has a positive net approval rating from his first term. And we're only 20 days in. Every single day, Donald Trump has been in positive territory compared to just 11 days during his first term. The bottom line is no matter which poll you look at, no matter what way you look at it, simply put, Americans like the job that Donald Trump is doing significantly more this time around than they did in his first term when he just had 11 days in which he had a positive net approval rating compared to already nearly 3 weeks so far, Jessica.
The people have spoken. The people have spoken. On that note, we're going to finish up the show. We're going to finish up the show on that note. I guess the closing remarks, I didn't really have any positive closing remarks for y'all other than I think the takeaway from this show is a little less emotion, more logic, like a lot of other shows, and to not allow ourselves to be triggered by the things that are tricking us. Stop being triggered by the things that are tricking us. And when I say tricking us, I mean the things that we are fighting for, the things that we embrace, the things that we love, the things that we define as Black excellence and the essence of Black culture. Maybe we should raise our standards a little bit. So therefore, those things would be more positive things that we are identifying as cool and aspiring to be like. So therefore, we'll have more positive results and successful outcomes. So that's where I'll leave it. Y'all know how we finish the end of every show. For the newcomers, we take 45 seconds to just clear our mind, meditate, get your breath work, do whatever it is you need to do in order to finish up by the end of this show and have the right mindset to get a good night's rest. This is halftime. Y'all know every week we set out on Sunday and Monday to make this our greatest week ever. Wednesday we look at as halftime. So whatever it is that we need to do to get a good night's rest and to make sure that we can finish off the week strong, you take those 45 seconds to do so and remove all that energy that I may have ambushed you with forcing you to like Donald Trump. But yeah, it shouldn't even be about like. How about just like some of the things or appreciate certain of things that he's getting done rather than just liking him. Doesn't mean who cares if we like him or not. It's just about results, right? But with that said, 45 seconds. If you're in a safe place, close your eyes. We'll start our 45 seconds now. Every breath in is positive energy. Every breath out, releasing anything that's holding us back from accomplishing our goals. With that, 45 seconds begins now. All right, one more deep breath. Exhaling, we're going to start with the exhale. Exhaling all the BS. Inhaling nothing but positive. Positive energy, feel good, smiles, love, all that stuff. All right, y'all know what it is. Y'all know we come here to do, elevate on purpose, both from an intentional standpoint as well as raising our standards to not only become the best leaders that we can become, but in order to become the individuals that we need to grow into to accomplish the outlandish, arrogant goals that we are confident enough to have, that we need to have. All right. Strength and honor, onward and upward. Y'all know what it is when I say get into that bag, making sure that you are aligned with every small activity is aligned with us getting to that bigger goal. What's in your bag is in your bag. The things that are in my bag that I align with: peace, love, happiness, health, wealth, and everything we do. Integrity. Shy sent the 100 emoji. She filling in for Ant and Queez. I had a video that I was gonna play for Ant, but since I ain't see him on, so we'll save that for Friday. He'll have a good time with that. But salute all y'all. Love, appreciate y'all. Y'all have an amazing week. Let's get to these wins. Let's get to these wins, and let's not get discouraged. Let's not lose focus. Politics is politics. It is what it is. We got to win regardless. We got to work with our communities to unite and put ourselves as a whole in a better place. So I'm wishing y'all positive, healthy, loving energy and a whole lot of wins. And with that, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.